Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal number 2, and today we will cover the first unit, What Do You Do? Form, Meaning and Function. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazen Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. So our objectives in today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to use why to ask for a reason and also to complete sentences using so or because. Before we do this, let's make a quick revision on our last lesson. Last lesson, we have an interesting reading text about Khalid's dream job, where we read that Khalid wants to be in the future. He said that I want to be a science teacher because I am interested in chemistry, I am interested in physics, and he likes to help his brothers doing their homeworks. And we also learned in the writing corner that we can use because to explain why, to explain the reason, and also we can use so to explain a result. And later on we'll see more example of these. And also we learn how to use those connection words like and to connect similar ideas that are similar together. For example, I like physics and chemistry. Those two similar ideas, we can use them we can use them in one sentences by using the connector and also we can use but to connect contrasting ideas. For example, I like math, but I don't like history. So these are two contrasting subjects, two different contrasting ideas. So this is why we use the but. And also at the end of this lesson, I ask you to think about your dreams job and just try to make a list about the good and bad jobs that you can think of. Make a list like this one, like this table, and tell me which one of them. Write down here, for example, the things that you like to write, or the things that, or the jobs that you like, and also here the jobs that you don't like. Make a list, and also you can discuss it with your family member, with your classmates, just to have a clear idea about what the job you want to be in the future. So in our today's lesson, today we're going to talk in detail about the difference between why and because. And what do you mean by why? We mean by why is when we ask for what reason. We always use why in a question. We always use why in a question. And when do we use this question? To ask for what reason. To ask about what reason. And because, usually we use because as an answer to the question why. We use because as an answer to question why, and we use it, for example, if we have a question started with why, the answers usually started with because. And what do you mean by because? For the reason. So here we ask for a reason. What reason exactly? And here for the reason that 1, 2, and 3. So here we use why in a question, and we use because as an answer to that question. And here we're going to see some examples. So we use the question word why to ask for a reason, and we use the conjunction because to answer questions that started with why. To answer question that started with why. Let's see an examples here. So the first question says, why is he taking a nap? Why is he taking a nap? Because he is tired. So the question started with why and the answer with because. Why is he taking a nap? Because he is tired. Let's see another example of that question. Why do you want to stay home? Why do you want to stay home? Because it is cold and rainy. Because it is cold and rainy. So no matter what the subject is, whether we use do, we use is, or any other subjects, the question remains the same. We started our question with why and the answer with because. And the same goes here. We started our question with why and the same answer goes with because. So why? to ask for reason. What reason exactly? Why is he taking a nap at this time? And because explain, because give or try to elaborate why is he taking a nap? Because he is tired. And also we have different form of question using why, no matter what the subject is. For example, here we can use it with do. Why do you want to be a doctor? And this is a question, simple present tense. Why do you want to be a doctor if we talk about your dream job? Why does he want to be a teacher? Why does he want to be a teacher? And here is a question we used with it, does, as a simple present. And why do you learn English? Why does he like his job? So these are the possibilities of making questions with why in the simple present tense. Let's try, me and you, try to answer them quickly. So for example, why do you want to be a doctor? Because I like to help people. So this is the answer of the first one. Here, how can you answer and ask questions and answer in the simple present tense? The second one, why does she want to be a teacher? Because she likes to, because she likes to help her brothers and sister in doing their homework. This is why. And the third one, why do you learn English? Because I like to learn a different language. I like to speak fluently. So here we can think of many reasons of why do we learn English. The fourth one, why does he like his job? Why does he like his job? Because he likes to have a routine, because he likes to have a daily activity. So we can think of many reasons. The important thing here is that we can use why with different subject, do and does in the simple present. And now let's move to exercise number A, where we'll have different answers and we need to make questions about those answers. So write questions to match the answers, use a job from the box. So let's just first read the example. After we read the example, we can think of the question that we can make in this one. So for example, if we have an answer like this, because he likes to design houses. Because he likes to design houses. Now, we're going to think what job that its description, for example, or its activity to design houses. The job is an architect. So we'll make a question about this. We would say, why does he want to be an architect? And the same we can make it with the rest of these sentences. We read the answer and we see what is the activity that is mentioned. And from this list, architect, chef, doctor, flight attendant, mechanic, teacher, from this list we can choose the job and we make question like this one. So let's read the second one. The second one says, because he is interested in cars. Because he is interested in cars. So number one, we already, or the example, we already use an architect. So what about the rest? Chef, doctor, flight attendant, mechanic, and teacher. What kind of job that its activity to be interested in cars? Very good. Yes, it is mechanic. So the question will be, why does he want to be a mechanic? Why does he want to be a mechanic? So here we're going to cross mechanic. Now let's move on to number 3. Because I like to travel and meet people. Because I like to travel and meet people. So what kind of those remaining job, its activities to travel and meet people? What do you think? Is it the chef, the doctor, the flight attendant, or the teacher? Very good. It is the flight attendant. So the question will be, why do you want to be a flight attendant? And be careful of those subjects. So for example, here we use the subject because he, and this one we use because I. So it's important to learn what is this subject so we can make a proper question. So here we said the flight attendant, so we're going to cross it. Now let's move on to the third one. because she likes to work with children. So what kind of those remaining job? Chef, doctor, and teacher. What kind of those job that it's activity to work with children? What do you think? Very good. Yes, it is a teacher. So since we're talking about she, the question will be, why does she want to be a teacher? So here we're going to cross teacher. Now, here we have two remaining job. Let's read the fourth one. Because he likes to cook. Because he likes to cook. He likes to make food. So what do you think? Is it the chef or the doctor? Excellent. It is the chef. So here we would say, why does he want to be a chef? And the fourth one, or the last one, number 5, because I want to help sick people. Because I want to help sick people. So since the answer I'm talking about myself, the question will be, why do you want to be a doctor? So this is a very interesting and important exercise. It helps us to learn how to use why and also how to use because in answer, and also to differentiate between the subject we use in questions and in answers. So now back to our rule. So we have talked about the difference between why and because, and now let's talk about the difference between because and so. So as we said, because tells a reason, because tell us why, it gives reason for the things that happen. But with the so, it tells the consequence or the result. Okay, it tells the result of the something happened. Let's see here a more detailed example. So as you can see here, we have a sentence. It says, he is a good student because he studies a lot. So he is a good student. Okay, why is he a good student? Because he studies a lot. So because here explains the reason of him being a good student. So as you can see here, we have two different sentences. The first part or the first half before because, and the second is after because. And the first one here, he is a good student. This is the result. This is the final result. He is a good student. Okay, but what is the reason behind him being a good student? The reason is that he studies a lot. So this is how we use because. We use because to give a reason, to explain a reason. Let's see now how can we use so. So you see this sentence, he studies a lot, so he is a good student. So he studies a lot, this is the reason. But what is the result of this reason? So okay, he works hard, he studies a lot, he wakes up every morning early, he goes to school, he does his homework all the time. So those are reasons. So what is the result behind all these reasons? The result is that he is a good student. So we use because to introduce, to give the reason, and we use so to give the result, the consequence behind this reason. Let's see another example. He is taking a nap because he is tired. He is taking a nap. So right now the result is that he is taking a nap. But what is the reason? Why is he taking a nap? Because he is tired. So the first part here, this one is the result. And the reason behind this result is that he is tired. Another example using so. He is tired, so he is taking a nap. So we started with the reason, he is tired. This is the reason. Okay, he is tired. He hasn't slept in a while. So what is the result of that? The result will be, so he is taking a nap. The result is that he is going to take a nap. So it's real simple. This is the difference between because and so. Because it gives a reason. It tells you why this thing happened. And with so, it gives a result of different things that happen, and then comes the result. So this is basically the difference between because and so. Now, in exercise B, we have a very interesting exercise. Let's try to practice and learn the difference between so, and because. So, in exercise B, it says complete the sentences with so or because. So let's read them and try to figure out whether we use so or because. So the first one said, he is interested in computers. Blank, he wants to design software. He is interested in computer. Blank, he wants to design software. So now let's try to figure what is the reason and what is the result. So the first one is here, he is interested in computers. And we cannot say why because here it didn't give us reason. So we can say here that he is interested in computers, so he wants to design software. If we flip it around and we say, for example, he wants to design software, we can ask why. Why does he design or want to design software? Because he is interested in computers. So try to think of the sentence, whether if it's a result or a reason. Let's start with number 2. We are studying, blank, we have a test in history tomorrow. So let's read the first part. Try to ask the question why. If it's applicable, then in this case, we use because. If it's not, then we cannot use because, we would use so. So we are studying. Okay, why are you studying? We have a test in history tomorrow. So this tells the reason behind why they are studying. Very good. In this case, we can use because we have a history test. Let's try number 3. He wants to be a carpenter. Blank, he likes to build houses. So let's try to make a question here. He wants to be a carpenter. Okay, why does he want to be a carpenter? He likes to build houses. So does this, or the second part, does it give me an answer? Very good. So here we can use because. The fourth one, he wants to be a lawyer. Blank, he's studying law at the university. So he wants to be a lawyer. If we ask why, would we read the reason in the second half? I don't think so. So in this case, we would use so. He wants to be the lawyer. As a result of him wants to be a lawyer, he is studying law at the university. Number 5, she wants to be a nurse. Blank, she wants to help sick people. So why does she want to be a nurse? Because she wants to help sick people. Number 6, the car has a problem. Blank, the mechanic is checking it out. So the car has a problem. Can we say here why? No, because this is not a reason. This is a result. So the car has a problem. A result of this problem is that the mechanic is checking it out right now. Number 7, the children are not going to school today. Why? Because it is Saturday. So you always ask the question why if you want to know whether to use because or so. The last one, I like my neighborhood. Why? Because it is quiet and the people are friendly. So this is a very important exercise just to learn the difference between so and because. So now moving on to exercise number C, which is a very interesting exercise. In this one, you're going to interview 4 classmates, 4 family members if you like, 4 friends, you know. Ask them what job they want to do in the future and the reason why, and try to fill in this chart and then tell the class about your classmates. So what we need to do here is that we're going to have a table like this where we have we write in the beginning the name, the job, and the reason. And we're going to ask different people about their name and the job that they want to be in the future, and also the reason. Why did they choose that job? And we're going to write sentences like this. For example, Badriya wants to be a teacher. Why? Because she likes to work with children. We can use the same sentence but with so. We can say, Badriya likes to work with children. Badriya likes to work with children, and the result is that she wants to be a teacher. So you can make questions like, what do you want to be? You can ask your classmate, what do you want to be? You can ask, for example, if he chooses to be a doctor, a teacher, you can ask him, why do you want to be a teacher? Why do you want to be a doctor? An architect? Anything. So you ask him first, what do you want to be? And then that question. So I asked a couple of my friends about this question, and let's read the answers here. So I asked my friend Ali, what does he want to be in the future? He said, I want to be a doctor. And when I asked him, why do you want to be a doctor? He said, to help people. So I write a sentence like this. I said, Ali wants to be a doctor because he likes to help sick people. And I use it also with so. I said, Ali likes to help sick people, so he wants to be a doctor. I also interview another friend. His name is Said. I asked him, what do you want to be in the future, Said? He said, I want to be an architect. And I asked him again, why do you want to be an architect? He said, to design houses. So I wrote a couple of sentences about this. I said that Said wants to be an architect because he likes to design houses. I also use it with so. I said Said likes to design houses, so he wants to be an architect. So this is a very interesting exercise. Try to do it with your classmate or with the family members. And now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.